Hey everyone, welcome to Books with AR. If you love getting lost in powerful stories and beautiful worlds, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into Renegade Immortal, a story of courage, loss, and the pursuit of immortality. Let's begin the journey together. Chapter 1: Leaving Home. Tizu was sitting on the side of a little road in the village, looking at the blue sky in a daze. Tizu was not his real name, but due to having a weak body since he was little, his father was afraid he wouldn't be able to keep him alive and gave him this traditional nickname. His real name was Wang Lin. The Wang family was considered a big family name in the area, a family of carpenters. The Wang family was well known in the area and owned a number of shops that sold wood products. Tizu's father was the second son of the family. He was born from a concubine. Therefore, he couldn't take over the family business, so he left the house after he got married and settled in this village. However, due to his father being a skilled carpenter, Tizu's family was pretty well off, not having to worry about food or clothes. They were well respected within the village. Tizu had always been very intelligent since he was little. He loved to read books and had a lot of ideas. Almost everyone in the village agreed that he was a prodigy. Every time his father heard someone praise Tizu, the wrinkles on his face would fade, and he would reveal a happy smile. His mother cared about him a lot. One could say that he had grown up in his parents' love. He knew that his parents had high expectations of him. Other children his age were all working in the fields, while he sat at home reading. As one reads more, ideas come naturally. He yearned for the world outside of the village. Tizu raised his head, looked at the end of the road, let out a sigh, closed his book, got up, and walked home. His father was sitting in the courtyard. Holding a pipe, he took a deep breath and said, "Tizu, how goes your studies?" as Tizu walked through the door. Tizu muttered a few words as he passed by. His father shook the ashes out of his pipe, rose up, and said, "Tizu, you have to study properly. Next year is the district exam. Whether you have a future or not will all depend on this exam. Don't end up like me, who will spend my entire life in a village." Honey, you complain about this every day. If I ask me, our Tizu will definitely pass the exam. Tizu's mother carried over some food and set it on the table. She gestured at the two to come and eat. Tizu responded with a sound, then sat down and casually ate a few mouthfuls. His mother affectionately looked at him and passed him the few pieces of meat there were. "Dad, is fourth uncle almost here?" Tizu asked as he raised his head. "Calculating the time, it should be within these next few days. Your fourth uncle is more successful than your father. Hey, Tizu's mom, have the mountain dishes prepared for fourth uncle all been packed?" The moment Tizu's father mentioned fourth uncle, there was a hint of sadness on his face. His mom nodded and emotionally said, "Tizu, your fourth uncle is a very good person. In these past few years, it was all thanks to him that your father's wood carvings have stayed at a good price. If you are able to achieve success, don't forget to repay your fourth uncle." As Tizu's mom was talking, the sound of a horse was heard outside the door. Following the sound of the horse-drawn carriage, a hearty laugh could be heard. "Second brother, open the door." Tizu was surprised. He immediately rushed to open the main gate. He saw a strong middle-aged man with bright eyes standing outside. He called out Tizu's name, laughed, and rubbed Tizu's head. Smiling, he said, "Tizu, I only haven't seen you in half a year, and you have grown taller again." Tizu's parents immediately stood up. His father, smiling, said, "Fourth brother, I figured it was about time you arrived. Hurry inside. Tizu, why haven't you gotten a chair for your fourth uncle?" Tizu happily agreed. He hurried back into the house, took out a chair, and placed it next to the dining table. He carefully wiped it with his sleeves while looking hopefully at the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man winked in his direction and jokingly said, "Tizu, since when were you so diligent? I remember the last time I was here, you were not like this." Tizu's father glanced at Tizu and said, "This little rascal was just inquiring about when you arrived." The middle-aged man saw Tizu blushing and laughingly said, "Tizu, your fourth uncle has not forgotten his promise to you." After he finished speaking, he took out 2 books and placed them on the table. Tizu excitedly cheered, then flipped through the books. He could barely contain his excitement. Tizu's mom kindly glanced at his son and said to the middle-aged man, "Fourth brother, your older brother is always thinking of you. This time, you should stay for a few days." The middle-aged man shook his head and said, "Second sister-in-law, there are many matters to attend to in the family these days. I must head home early tomorrow morning. After this busy time, I'll come back and see you guys." He gave his second brother a regretful look. Tizu's father sighed, saying, "Don't listen to my wife. Properly pack the goods tomorrow. The family's matters are more important. We can meet next time." The middle-aged man looked at his father and asked, "Second brother, Tizu is 15 years old, yes?" Tizu's father nodded and said, "After this year, this little rascal is going to be 16. In a flash, more than 10 years has quickly passed by." He looked at his son dotingly. The middle-aged man pondered for a while and said in a serious tone, "Second brother, second sister-in-law, I have something to tell you. The Hang Wei sect is taking in disciples. This year, the family has 3 recommendation slots, and I received one of them." Tizu's father was stunned and said with a pale face, "Hang Wei sect, but the Hang Wei sect is full of immortals." The middle-aged man smiled, nodded, and said, "Second brother, it is that very immortal sect. Our family is still a prominent one in the area and has the qualifications to recommend potential disciples. You know my boy. He can't really study, but is good with swords and knives. I doubt the immortal sect will take my son. This spot is really precious. I know Tizu has been very smart since he was little and has always loved to study. He might have a chance." Tizu's mom felt delighted and said, "Fourth brother, this..." The middle-aged man rubbed Tizu's head and said, "Second brother, second sister-in-law, from my view, let this matter be settled. Let Tizu try. If he really gets accepted, it is his fortune." Tizu confusedly looked at his parents and his fourth uncle. He wasn't able to understand what was going on. "Immortals? What are immortals?" Tizu softly and hesitantly asked. The middle-aged man's face turned serious. Looking at Tizu, he said, "Tizu, immortals are those who can fly in the sky and are simply not something we mortals can understand." Tizu grew curious of immortals. Tizu's father excitedly got up, pulled Tizu's mom, and bowed to his fourth uncle. The middle-aged man quickly pulled them up and sincerely said, "Second brother, what are you doing? My mother died early. If it wasn't for second brother's mother taking care of me, I wouldn't be here today. Tizu is my nephew, and this is the least I can do." Tizu's father started crying. He heavily patted the middle-aged man's back, nodded his head, and sternly said to Tizu, "Remember Wang Lin. Never forget what your fourth uncle has done for us, or else I will not consider you my son." Tizu's heart trembled. Although he was ignorant towards immortals, he could tell from his parents' expressions that they viewed this matter with great importance. He knelt in front of his fourth uncle and kowtowed a few times. The middle-aged man pulled Tizu up and praised him. "Good child, you get ready and I'll pick you up at the end of the month." That night, Tizu went to bed early. He could still hear sounds from his father and fourth uncle. Father was very happy. Even though he rarely drank, he had to drink a few cups with fourth uncle today. Immortals. What are they? Tizu's heart was very excited. He knew in his heart that this was an opportunity to see the world outside of the village. Fourth uncle left early the next morning. Tizu and his parents saw him off at the village entrance. On the way back, he noticed that his father looked a lot younger. His eyes were filled with hope. The expectations in his eyes were much greater than the time he wanted Tizu to pass the district exam. There was no secret in the village. Even if it was how many pups a dog gave birth to, everyone in the village would hear the news. Soon, everyone in the village knew the news from Tizu's mom, and all the neighbors came in to visit. Everyone's eyes were different from before.